This is not exactly the heart. Let me tell you, children, this is it is just a diagrammatic representation. Once I finish explaining the process of circulation, I'll give you the kind of diagram you'll get in your exams, is it? So let us be here. Now here it is. This is tricuspid, here tricuspid valve, and this is bicuspid valve. Okay, now these are the two vena cava. Let us start with the circulation, is it? Blood from different parts of the body enters into the heart. This is one by one, we will go chamber wise. Right auricle, then left, right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left ventricle. We will now go chamber wise. Now the blood in one circle rather, what is happening inside the heart we will see. Blood enters into the heart, is it clear? Through through vena cava into the heart. What kind of blood is entering? What kind of blood is entering? It is the deoxygenated blood. Okay, deoxygenated. Why? Because it is carrying, it is collecting blood from different organs. Organs during the course of respiration have produced carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is carried first to the heart, then it will go to the lungs. Is it clear? It has entered into the heart, is it? Okay, so here, when this enters into the heart, now we will come to know about two terms. The chambers of the heart are either relaxing or they are contracting. Is it clear? Repeating once more, the chambers of the hearts are either relaxing. Is it clear? The heart muscles are relaxing or they are contracted. So what are the terms used for contraction and relaxation phases of the heart? Is it clear? So contraction phase of the heart is known as, the systole. This term should be remembered, systole. And the relaxation phase is known as the diastole. Initially I will be using both the terms, you know, contraction, systole, relaxation, diastole, and then I'll start with contraction, systole and diastole only. So when the blood is coming into a chamber, that means which chamber I'm talking about? I'm talking about right auricle. When the blood enters into a chamber, it cannot be in contracted state. You can just imagine, you take a balloon and keep it contracted and try to fill water in it. You cannot do. It has to be relaxed. So whenever the blood is coming into a chamber, it has to be relaxed. So what phase we will say? We will say diastole. We will say diastole. The heart is in diastole. Which part is in diastole stage? The auricle. Is it clear? So we will say that the auricle is diastoling. What is the meaning of auricle is diastoling? Auricle is diastoling means the auricle is relaxing. Why it is relaxing? So that the blood can enter into the heart. Is it all right? So with green, I hope you can see this green chalk. It's deoxygenated blood. And remember, when the blood is flowing in, due to the pressure of the blood, the valves are open. The valves present in the vein are open. This is how you can identify that, you know, in exam you will be given a diagram and you have to identify the phase. Do not follow the arrows. Arrows may not be given. You have to see the valves, which valve is open and which valve is closed. By seeing that, you can easily make out which chamber is contracting and which chamber is relaxing. That means which is diasystoling and which is diastoling. Is it? All right, so here we are going into it. So here we will see that these valves are open, and what does it show? The open valves show that the blood is flowing in. In the exam, you may not be shown shown with these arrows. Is it all right? So now the right auricle gets filled with blood. Is it all right? Now once this right auricle gets filled with blood, now it has to send blood to the next chamber. That is ventricle. Or is it clear which ventricle? Right ventricle. It has to send blood to the right ventricle. Is it all right? Now what will happen? It will start to contract, because there should be a pressure no, in the heart, where whichever chamber is sending blood, it has to apply pressure to send it to the next chamber or anywhere else. Is it clear? So what happens? The right auricle now start to contract. Is it clear? Now what term I'll use? I will say auricular systole. I will use the term auricular systole. Now auricles are contracting. Is it clear? Now when the auricles contract, remember, when the auricles contract, the auricle is filled with, deoxygenated blood. All right, the valves are open. Now, once it is filled, the auricle has to send blood to the next chamber. Now, the auricles contract. Is it clear? So, when the auricles are contracting, and if these valves remain open, the blood can go back again into there can be a backflow of the blood. The blood can go back into the vena cava again. Is it clear? So, for that, when the auricles contract, that means when there is an auricular systole, these valves get closed to ensure that there is no backflow of the deoxygenated. See what is happening? Auricles are contracting. Is it all right? So due to contraction, there is a pressure on the blood in all directions. Now, if this valves remain open, some amount of blood can go down into the vena cava. So the valves get closed, so that when there is a pressure in the auricle, the blood do not get back into the vena cava. Now this is closed. Okay, these are the tricuspid valves, and they always open towards the ventricle. Yesterday only I told you that valves open to the opening of the valve is towards one direction only. They cannot open in both directions. Is it clear? So due to the pressure, is it clear, of the blood, what will happen? These valves, the tricuspid valves, will open. The tricuspid valves open like this. Is it clear? And here the blood flows in. Now what are you seeing in this particular phase? In this particular phase, you can see that this is closed, these valves are closed, but this is open. Due to the pressure of the blood is flowing in. Now tell me the phase of the heart. What is the phase of I'm just talking about right auricle and right ventricle. What is the phase? The auricles are contracting, that means auricular systole, and the blood is getting into the ventricle. I told you, whichever chamber blood gets in, it has to be relaxed. It cannot be contracted. So this is applying pressure, and this is relaxed so that it can receive the blood. So here is auricular systole, and here is ventricular diastole. The ventricles are diastoling. Is it clear? The ventricles are relaxed so that the blood which is entering from the auricle can enter into the ventricle. One thing, if you remember, I had shown you the papillary muscles and the chordae tendineae. Is it all right? So here are the papillary muscles, here are the papillary muscles, and here are the chordae tendineae. Now, chordae tendineae, since the valves have come down, the chordae tendineae, is it all right? You will find that it is still attached. Is it clear? And it has loosened up. It has loosened up. Is it all right? The chordae tendineae is still attached. Now, the ventricle is filled with blood. Okay, what kind of blood I'm talking about? I'm still talking about deoxygenated blood, because the blood is not yet oxygenated. Since now, once the ventricles are filled with blood, is it clear? The tricuspid valves again get closed. Is it all right? The tricuspid valves get closed. All right, and at the same time, once the ventricles are filled, once it is closed, again the tension on the chordae tendineae is more, and you will find it more straightened. Now, once it is filled, the ventricles now start to contract. Is it clear? Why? Because it has to send the deoxygenated, which blood vessel is going out? It is the pulmonary artery. If you remember, I had told you about it when I was teaching you. So ventricles now contract. Is it clear? Because it has to send blood to the lungs. Is it clear? Now when the ventricles are contracting and the cuspid valve, tricuspid valve is open, all right, the blood will go back into the auricle. It can go back into the auricle. So when it is contracting, it is necessary that the tricuspid valves gets closed so that when the pressure is applied on the blood do not get back into the previous chamber. Now what happens? Here are the semilunar valves present. Here are the semilunar valves present. Is it clear? The semilunar valves were initially closed, but due to the pressure of the blood, the semilunar valves open. The semilunar valves open. Is it clear? Semilunar valves open in which direction? Towards the direction of lungs. Is it clear? And now the blood is flowing, the deoxygenated blood. I hope you can see the deoxygenated blood is going into the lungs. Is it clear? Which artery is this? This is pulmonary artery. Now you see the fun. Here we always say that artery carries oxygenated blood, but here I am talking about the artery which is carrying deoxygenated blood. Why have we not named it pulmonary vein? Because it is a blood vessel which is carrying blood away from the heart, and any blood vessel which which carries blood away from the heart is artery. It is not vein. Is it clear? So the blood is being carried away from the heart, irrespective to its type, oxygenated or deoxygenated. In this case, it is deoxygenated. It is carried to the lungs. In the lungs, is it clear? Pulmonary artery further divides in two branches. Pulmonary artery further divides in two branches, and each of it entering into the lungs. There are two lungs, each of it entering into into the lungs. Is it all right? And then they break down into capillaries, and what happens? This blood is carrying carbon dioxide, is loaded with carbon dioxide, because I'm repeatedly telling you that the blood is deoxygenated. Is it clear? And lungs, we have what is present, what kind of blood is present, what kind of air is present in lungs? Lungs is full of oxygen we have breathed in. Is it all right? So here what happens? Inside the lungs, carbon dioxide and oxygen is exchanged. The blood which was carrying carbon dioxide, the blood which was carrying, because it was deoxygenated blood. Is it clear? And lungs is full of the air which is present in lungs, is full of oxygen. Now what happens? Exchange of air occurs between lungs and the blood. Blood was carrying carbon dioxide, lungs has lot of oxygen, exchange of this gaseous exchange, not exchange, I'm sorry, I used a wrong term. Exchange of gases occur, not the air. What gases? Carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide moves from the blood into the lungs, and oxygen from the lungs into the blood. Is it clear? So what is the net result? The blood was initially deoxygenated, now it has got oxygenated. Now it is oxygenated. Is it clear? Now there are two lungs. Is it clear? So from each lung, this exchange has occurred in the lungs. In the lungs, in class 9 we have done, the exchange has taken place in the lungs, and now the blood which is coming out from the lungs is oxygenated. And from each lung to, so how many, now just a basic thing I'll repeat, one lung only I'm showing you. This is one lung. Is it all right? Blood has deoxygenated, blood has entered. Deoxygenated blood has entered. It has in the capillaries, it has got oxygenated capillaries, and it is coming out as vein. Is it clear? Capillaries join to form vein. Is it clear? And from each lung comes out 2 veins. Is it clear? So we have 2 lungs. So 2 from each lung, that means 4. What vein is this? This is pulmonary vein. Now the blood which is returning from the lungs into the heart, now the blood from the lungs, it returns through the pulmonary vein, it returns into the heart. I'm showing only 1, actually there are 4. Is it clear? 2 from each lung. So here the blood which is entering into, it is carried by the pulmonary vein. Why are we calling it a pulmonary vein? Because the vein, this is a blood vessel which is carrying oxygenated blood, but this is a blood vessel which is bringing blood towards the heart. It is bringing blood towards the heart. That is why it is a vein. Is it all right? Okay, so here what are we seeing? Just a basic idea again. What are we seeing? The deoxygenated blood is going into the lungs. Is it clear? It is breaking down, which going into the lungs through pulmonary artery. Here in the lungs, exchange of gases occur, and the blood gets oxygenated, and then after the blood gets oxygenated, it returns back into the heart. Is it clear? And which blood vessel is bringing back blood into the heart? It is they are the pulmonary vein. And how many pulmonary veins? 4 pulmonary veins, 2 from each lung. Is it okay? Now this is, what are we seeing? That till here was deoxygenated blood, but now it has got oxygenated. Is it clear? It is full of oxygen. The blood is full of oxygen because it has returned from the lungs. Is it? So when the blood is returning into the auricle again, is it clear? The auricle is receiving. The auricle is receiving. So whenever it is receiving, it has to be in relaxed state. I told you. So again, auricles are diastoling. Okay. So when the auricles diastole, blood is coming in. We will show the valves open. You know, I told you veins or naturally have valves. The valves open like this. Is it clear? The blood flows in. Now this is full of blood. The auricle, left auricle is full of oxygenated blood. Now this contracts because it has to send blood to the next chamber. Now it contracts. So what is the contraction? The auricles are systoling and the ventricles will receive, so they are diastoling. Is it clear? Now the next thing we will see, by this time these valves will close and here these will open. All right, the oxygenated blood gets into the ventricle. The same thing what has happened here into the ventricle. Now the ventricle, since it is receiving blood, it is in relaxed state. Is it clear? So what we will say, that the ventricles are diastoling, whereas this is pumping. So this is auricular systole, ventricular diastole. Auricles are pumping, sending blood to the ventricle. Auricular systole, ventricular diastole. Is it clear? Once this phase is open again, needless to say that chordae tendineae are in this form. Now this chamber is full of blood. Once oxygenated, no more blood is present here. Is it clear? This chamber is full of blood. Is it? So as this get filled, is it clear? Immediately this is closed, and with the closure, simultaneously what happens? The ventricles start to contract. What term I'll use now? The ventricular systole. And as the ventricle contract, the ventricle sends blood to the two different parts of the body. Now, what kind of blood is moving? It is the oxygenated blood is moving. Is it clear? Oxygenated blood is moving to different parts of the body. Different parts of the body. Now, when the blood is moving, remember the semilunar valves again open. Is it? The semilunar valves are open, but this is closed. Why are the semilunar valves open? To ensure that the blood flows in this direction. Is it clear? It is allowing the flow of blood in this direction. Why are the cuspid valves closed? Bicuspid or mitral valve closed? Because if it is not closed, blood will go back to the previous chamber, that is right auricle. Is it clear? And here the blood flows away. All right. So this is, and here the blood is being taken to different parts of the body. It is being taken to different parts of the body. Is it clear? So one more thing I would like to say, that the cuspid valves, the ventricular pressure is much more. If you see one thing, that if you see one thing, I have, right from the beginning, I have shown you that the auricle's wall is thin, ventricle wall is thick. Why are the auricular wall thin? Because, you know, they are muscle. Muscles exert pressure. Is it? The contraction is exerting pressure. How far the auricles are sending blood? When the all the chambers are sending blood somewhere or other. So how far the auricles sending blood? So auricles are sending blood just to the next chamber, that is ventricle. How far? Just it is next to it. Is it clear? So very less pressure has to be applied. All right. So the auricular wall is thin comparatively. Okay. Now let us come to the ventricle. Now when I have shown you ventricle I have shown two different. This side is much thinner than, of course, ventricular wall is thicker than auricle, but when you take right ventricle and left ventricle wall is much thicker than right ventricle. Why is it so? Because right ventricle is contracting. Right ventricle is contracting and sending blood to the lungs, and lungs are not located far away from the heart. It is going out of the heart, there is no doubt about it, but it's not far away from, right? Where the lungs are not located far away from the heart. They are very near to the heart. Is it clear? And what about left ventricle? Left ventricle is pumping blood to different organs of our body. Is it clear? The farthest most organ, even to your toes, to the legs, to your toes, it is going, and again it has to circulate, and it has to, so the pressure which has to be applied is more. Is it? So ventricular wall, the left ventricle has to apply maximum pressure. So that, why? Because here it is sending blood out of the heart through aorta, and where is it going? To different organs of the body, and all organs are not located near the heart. Some are far away from the heart. So the pressure exerted has to be more. One more thing is there. Let us come about, we have discussed about everything. We have not seen the importance of chordae tendineae. Is it clear? As I said, that ventricular pressure is more. Is it clear? Whenever ventricles exert, ventricles contract, is it? The pressure is more, and there are possibilities that due to the pressure, that high pressure on the blood, is it? The bicuspid valves, the cuspid valves rather, can overturn. Is it clear? Ulta ho sakta hai. It can overturn, upturn. It can, due to the pressure, it can open in the opposite direction. If it happens, then what will happen? Blood will flow back into the previous chamber. Is it clear? So what are these chordae tendineae doing? Chordae tendineae are keeping the cuspid valves in position, so that when excess pressure is applied, even excess pressure is applied, is it? They do not upturn. Is it? It is a non-elastic structure, and it keeps the cuspid valves, tricuspid and bicuspid valves in position when during the ventricular systole. When the ventricles are systoling, there is a pressure on the blood, very high pressure on the blood, and the blood should not open the cuspid valves in opposite direction. So what is the function of chordae tendineae? It prevents upturning of cuspid valves during ventricular systole. I hope it is clear. Next day I'll revise little bit again, and then we will start with the phases. That's all. Thank you, children.